Welcome back to the No Big Banana podcast. My name is Charles.
I'm Justin.
And we are back in action.
It's here.
Now with video.
Oh, shit.
And as you could see probably from last time, I've made some adjustments. And it looks pretty good, I have to say.
I like that there's almost a story being told with the bananas.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's very nice.
So, what's up with you this week? How's your week been?
It's been okay.
Any weird stuff?
Not really.
I encountered a guy the other day.
Oh, really?
Who's one of those guys who has an answer for everything. You know those guys?
Oh, of course I know those guys.
It's like a
being
joke.
one of those guys.
No, yeah. So he was, he said, thank you. And I said, no problem. And he said, I certainly hope not. And then later when he left, I said, have a great day. And he said, I'll consider it.
Don't fucking...
And I was thinking,
don't be that guy.
I don't think I could hang out with that guy for more than 5 minutes.
Nah, that guy, nah.
He seemed nice
Can
enough.
you imagine what Thanksgiving with that guy must be like?
No, shut it down. Or any kind of event like,
or it's like
that would be fireworks for the 4th of July or some shit.
Yeah, it's like when people are like, if you're like an atheist and someone's like, and you sneeze and someone's like, God bless you, and they're like, actually, I don't believe in God.
Don't do that shit. They don't.
I don't think so. It's a caricature.
Somebody does somewhere.
Someone has to have. Yeah.
I'm looking at my phone because I took notes.
Oh.
There were a couple of things that we discussed last week.
That we didn't get to.
That we either didn't get to or
just got sidetracked.
Yeah, we moved on. So John Anderson mentioned last week.
Yeah.
And I said to you, is he from Portland? Because he did that small show you mentioned.
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't know where he's from. Turns out he's a Florida boy.
Oh, no shit.
John Anderson is from Apopka, Florida.
Oh, man. I don't know where the fuck that is.
Apopka is like one of them.
You might as well have said Issaquah, Washington.
Apopka is one of them ones in the middle central.
That's where Modest Mouse is from.
Like in South Central.
South Central. So like we're talking deep into like of the penis of Florida.
Around Okeechobee and stuff. Yeah, like there's a bunch of those little small towns like that around there, I think. Like well, I should probably look it up. But I think it's near Umatilla.
You could be saying anything.
It's in Orange County. Oh, it's in Orange County. So maybe that means... No, I was right. It's outside of Orlando.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh, there's a Lake Apopka. What do you know? By the way, here's a wondering for anybody out there.
A ponder.
How about this?
How about Joe Biden?
What if, maybe, just maybe, prices of things have gone up so much because corporations know that all Americans will do is complain about it and buy it anyway?
Oh, why would they want their... Why would you want your... Like, if you can rack
like
up the price...
It's like the gas thing, right? It's
I'm
like,
just
can you believe
like,
it's $4 a gallon? It's
of
like,
course.
Bro,
people will buy it.
If I work for BP...
And I've got
a fucking analytics. If I've got a fucking Jonah Hill and Moneyball guy coming in and being so we've done the fucking studies.
We've got it.
It turns out people buy gas at $4 a gallon just as often as they do at $2.50. And
they
it's
don't give a fuck.
Okay,
still buy it. Why would I not do it?
Make it $4 a gallon.
Yeah, why would I bring it down?
And they made record-breaking profits in the pandemic. So like, why would they go down?
There's no incentive to.
They've got to increase the.
Don't get me wrong. Like I think it does reach that level of like, it's the same kind of bullshit when it's like those dudes that'll like just rack up the price for like really like life-threatening medicine. Socialist alert. Shut your fuck up. I don't know.
Are you talking about? I'm sorry. Are you talking about regulating commerce?
No. Just there. I think there are some areas where it's like you shouldn't be making egregious profits here. Like I just feel like that. Like medicine, prison,
healthcare.
And
a lot of the problems that have arisen in this country over the last couple of decades are due to the further privatization of both medicine and prisons.
I think it's kind of gross to be benefiting off of someone like that.
Dude, private prisons.
It just kind of grosses me out. It gives me a no but bad feeling.
Yeah.
I get.
Also, I don't get the whole like not passing the insulin cap bill.
Yeah.
That's a big problem only because I read the fucking bill. And
Oh,
you know why I
yeah.
read it? Because it's a paragraph.
Oh, interesting.
I assumed, as I do,
As everyone does.
when I see stuff get knocked down, it's because, let me guess. Let me guess why the bill got rejected.
Socialism.
It's 1,700 pages long,
Yeah.
and it includes a bunch of other fucking provisions that have nothing to do with the primary objective of the bill.
They'll like cross shit out and then write shit that you can't read and they're just like I had a professor one time that did that shit. I was like, what is your problem? Because he would just walk up and then just
and it's all legalese.
And it's,
so
yeah,
like,
exactly. That's the point.
Tough
of it.
Shit if you're not an attorney understanding any of that.
Yeah, it's completely inaccessible to you.
So yeah, man,
it makes sense. Why would you not do it that way?
I don't know. It's all bad for you. It's all bullshit. I saw this meme today about how
fuck it all.
Yeah, that's what Carlin's last special was. It's all bullshit and it's all bad for you. I saw a meme today about how Richard Spencer is now on CNN, and
didn't fucking
Caitlyn Jenner is now on Fox News.
And
it's like, what the hell is going on?
I have no idea.
Can we all admit that like? That seems crazy.
Who was the chief of staff? Mick Mulvaney.
Mick Mulvaney
got a
is
job
on CNN now too.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and then the Jen Psaki woman, the mouthpiece, is going to fucking NBC.
That's so weird.
It's really crazy. It's almost like it's comical. It's like parody. It's cartoons come to life.
And it really is a shit. It really is just all around.
And then you have these people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, and it's like these are like Batman villains. Like what the hell is going on?
Yeah, you literally might as well have the Riddler up there.
That's a natural transition, I think. That's what we call a segue. Yeah. Oh, and I showed you that Venn diagram of Putin, Batman,
you should
and
get
Will
a segue.
Smith.
I could see you like just like with the pompous look on your face, just kind of like.
It's not practical for where I live, though.
That's fair.
It would have made more sense when I was living behind the McDonald's.
I guess my thing is it's just it feels like you could rock it, kind of like there's it's like suspenders. I don't feel like a lot of people can pull off suspenders. Not saying that I don't know. I've never seen you in suspenders, but I imagine you on a Segway. I like what I said.
Well, I guess I didn't save it. Damn it! But it was really good. It was a really nice quote. It was just an excerpt about like how things were getting more and more like ignorance was being praised. That was really like that's a summation, I guess. That's pretty much where he ended up at the end of the passage. And like,
you got to feel that way though, right? Like if you're someone like Carl Sagan, or like,
oh,
can you imagine how
dude.
like
I don't even know how Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't kill himself,
or
like,
Bill Nye.
I do think about that stuff
because like, bro,
I've said before, I'm not even very smart, and I find myself surrounded by idiots, so I can't even fucking imagine.
Especially
what it would
someone
be
like Bill
to be
Nye.
like one of those dudes from fucking like MIT.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No way.
Also, I came across this post, and I don't know I have no context for any of the beginning. Okay. The beginning really doesn't matter, but the end is important. And that's, I guess, why it was shared, because I must have reread the first sentence like 4 times before I was like, what the fuck am I reading?
I want to hear it now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then squish down your waffle iron. It may require pressure. The top may not latch. Some of the tots may spill out. This is okay. You may have just voided your warranty. This is okay. Warranties, like rent and office work, are but constructs which were never built to serve us. It's kind of a roller coaster, really, because you're talking about tots.
Yeah. Is the implication here trying to make tater tots like a tater tot waffle?
I guess. I don't know. I think that
sounds kind of good, actually.
Yeah.
A tater tot waffle?
Yeah.
Like, especially if you like made the waffle and then like.
I just said 3 times. And I told you yesterday afternoon that I say it too much.
Oh, well. I mean, that's okay.
Maybe I can get like one of those Zap collars.
You want to get a shock collar for when you say yeah?
I mean, yes. That is correct.
I mean, hey,
that would be good. Oh,
affirmative.
I was going to look up the other notes that I made, because I made other notes.
Oh, for sure. There you go.
Oh, orangutan chicken. Okay.
Orangutan chicken.
So, yeah.
The fuck?
So this was a thing that
What?
I think we've talked about it before, but I remembered it and I want it to live on a podcast.
Oh, okay.
So we talked about would you rather. This is a would you rather. So
Okay.
play at home.
I don't remember a single bit of this.
Okay. So would you rather fight an orangutan with a sword once a year,
Okay.
or have to fight a chicken every time you get into your car?
I can get around being in my car a lot.
So there's a couple of things to consider. I think the first of which is it for every time you get into your car, or also
I've got
out
the answer.
of? Because
I've got
if
the
it's
answer.
both, that changes things. What's the answer?
You want to go with whichever one would be less to you. I don't care which one it is to you that is less detriment. But like, there's a high likelihood that either once a year or every time you get into your car, that one of those things is eventually going to be the cause of your death. So I guess it's just a matter of which one would you prefer killing you. Because like if it's happening,
The car or the orangutan?
yeah, like fighting the orangutan once a year or the chicken, because eventually that chicken's gonna get like the carotid artery or something. Because you like,
Well, it's not the same chicken.
well, yeah, I know that, but what I'm saying is like if you're fighting like a chicken every time this happens, eventually you're gonna get your guard down, like, or fighting this like it's gonna happen
that's
indefinitely.
true.
Like it's going to happen indefinitely.
Well, you could make the
What
argument.
the fuck, Bobby?
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
I
I
swear
was
to God,
like,
this is
am I
like
in
a
a room
sequel.
with Brad
Jesus
Pitt?
Christ.
Like, what is your phone doing?
Fuck me.
My
Good
shit doesn't even
Lord.
go off like that.
I
He's
don't
like,
even get laid,
you're
bro.
not texting me back. What's wrong?
No, he likes to do that thing where he'll like not finish the text. and
Dude.
send. I do it back.
Dude, I don't text people back that do that shit. People
Yeah.
that are like bong bong bong. I'm like,
No,
The whole
bitch.
fucking point of this shit is that you get the whole fucking message
you can do
in
whatever
one
you want.
bundle and send that shit to
Oh
me.
god.
I don't need this shit that's like, hey, what are you doing this week? Ba-ding. Thought we'd go do some laser tag. Ba-ding. Becky's gonna be there. Ba-ding.
I
And it's like,
thought-
okay, all of
It's like
this could have
it
been
just
on
becomes like one
thing.
word, so it's like I thought that's I told you. Like it'll be some bullshit like that,
Yeah, dude, it's bad. Well, I have to keep my shit on mute all the time anyways.
Oh, humble brag.
It's more about my emails.
Get that dirt off your shoulders.
I have too many emails.
I hate.
Call me Hillary Clinton because I got too many emails.
Oh god. Yeah, I fucking hate that shit. Or like having any notifications on my phone.
So hold on. Orangutans are strong as fuck.
Yeah.
It could very well kill you in sword combat.
Yeah. Well, especially like because you'd probably like if you know that it's coming at the end of the year, then you have like time to train for it.
Correct. You also have time to worry.
That's true.
Because that's a thing
But
that
also
would hit you on
strategize. Throw out some
Bro.
fucking nanners or some shit, and then just like
if
you
you
could-
were no, because he would know what time
throw
it
some
is.
dirt.
If he's
throw
there,
some dirt in that monkey's face. Fuck
if
him.
this orangutan, imagine it's the same orangutan. What if it's not a fight to the death?
You-
What if y'all just fucking?
You just like
It doesn't say what
the
kind
wrong
of swords.
person, and he just like brings out a gun.
What if it's just like foam swords?
Yeah, just fucking shoot him.
Remember those when we were kids?
Foam swords.
Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like
you
for
get,
the
you can
pool
get some.
and
You can get
stuff.
some good welts out.
Oh, dude. Oh my God, we used to beat the fuck out of each other in the '90s. Let me
Oh,
tell you
yeah.
how much.
Yeah.
Let me tell you how little I gave a shit about my body when I was a kid. At an elementary school in Oklahoma, I created
It's bananas. to
I
me that you
created
went-
and started and allowed it to go on for as long as it could until the teachers shut that shit down because kids were getting hurt. This game called Smash,
You just run
which
into
is
each other?
literally just running into each other.
We used to do that with like our backpacks on the front.
Oh no, dude. This was just straight up
like
no gear. Just
Yeah, it's like Red
out in
Rover
the
bullshit. Just
field.
like actually like just haymakering.
And I was always a big kid, so I was
Yeah.
fucking Oh man, dude.
Yeah,
And
crushing it.
I remember seeing
Just
this
literally
kid.
crushing it.
I remember seeing this kid. It was like a scene out of a movie.
Just like fucking body checking
This
someone.
kid got clotheslined.
Oh.
This kid was running, and this like bigger kid like stepped to the side and just fucking stuck his arm out.
Oh, what a dick.
And he like spun all the way around and landed. Yeah, that didn't last very long.
Yeah. No, I never did. Yeah, no. But I mean, like, I did also like just fuck around in the wilderness a lot. Just doing stuff that almost killed me.
No, I was not an outdoorsy kid.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Really big. Yeah, but you grew up in the Northwest.
Yeah.
You grew up in Portland? Or,
well,
I mean,
Vancouver.
Washington?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Spent my entire life there.
That must be weird. Do you have fond memories of the 90s there? What year were you born?
91.
Okay. So then you were there.
I still have like some formative years in the 90s. Like, I still remember like pre-internet.
What is your earliest memory, you think?
There was a moment when I was very young, maybe 4 or 5. I remember like because we had like some chickens, like because we had a huge plot of land out there. Not huge, it was like an acre and a half, like a couple acres maybe. But we had like one of our dogs attacked one of the chickens, and I like saw it from like the window, and we had like named the chickens and stuff.
Oh, that's
so I just
traumatic.
saw this dog just like shredding it with it like in its mouth.
Oh, what a nice earliest memory.
That's just the first one that comes to
Thanks,
mind.
Justin.
Well, I hadn't thought about it until just now, but I was like, what's the youngest thing I can remember? And then like maybe that, or like I feel like there was one time, I swear to God, I know they didn't. I know that I was just like asleep, but like I felt like it was so true. I must have been like 3 or 4, but I was like, it was at the stage in my life where I was like, I know that the fucking Easter Bunny's gonna be here or some shit. Like one of these motherfuckers is here in the house at some point doing this shit. Like I'm gonna catch it. So I remember like I was like trying to like sneak look through the vents, and I swear to God, like the fuzzy slippers looked like, I was like, oh shit, and then I ran back, and I was like, just couldn't sleep for
Oh, okay.
because I was scared of getting caught by the literal rabbit.
Yeah.
Because fuck that.
Because we all know if the Easter Bunny gets you, you're dead.
How do you think he makes those eggs? Riddle me this, Batman. How the fuck does a rabbit have anything to do with eggs?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's some like
South Park did a whole bit about that, didn't they? They did a whole episode about Easter.
They did. I just remember there being a lot of violence in that episode.
It is crazy as shit though, because it's like,
yeah,
why
really,
wouldn't it be the Easter duck?
Yeah, or just I don't know, anything that lays eggs.
The Easter duck would be way more fun.
Yeah, well, ducks are fucking. I don't know. Ducks are kind of
Easter
dicks.
duck, dude. Let's make
think
the
ducks
Easter
can-
duck. I think the bunny's had his fucking time. You know.
Yeah,
Maybe that might make things. Maybe that might ease
the Easter
tensions.
jaguar.
Maybe that might ease tensions in this country.
Maybe
if
a
we
koala?
switch things up every now and then.
No,
Like, what
can
if
you
one year-
imagine? Can you imagine the
What if
fucking
one year
outrage?
we were like, all
They'd
right,
be like,
dude,
oh, you don't want the white bunny to be
fuck
the
all
kid-
this
like,
red and
yeah.
green, bro. This year Christmas is purple and blue. That's
fucking teal and magenta.
yeah. On Halloween, we're gonna dress up as our friends, not as not as other monsters or otherworldly stuff. Oh, dude, I found a new TikTok obsession.
Oh yeah.
TikTok alert. Whoop, whoop.
Fuck.
TikTok
Okay.
alert. There's this I forget the name of the page. It's like Courtney 1989 or something.
Wow. Okay.
But this person makes makeup palettes,
Okay.
but like on a program like Photoshop or something. So it's all drawn. So the way that it works is you have a color palette, which is 9 colors. And the person will take colors from different things, lots of Disney stuff.
Okay.
And then they'll take those colors and they draw a square, a square, a square, and a square. And as a result, it creates like 9 different colors, right? Because you've got... I'll show you what I'm talking about later.
Okay.
Anyway, it's really cool.
So wait, is it like so that she's able to make like essentially it's like a virtual like fucking Bob Ross bullshit with like the different paints on the swath? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm just going to show it to you. Because I follow this person, I think.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't.
How dare you? You're gonna have to now.
Make a palette.
Yeah, I guess it's like I don't know. I have no frame of reference for.
Here it is.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, I okay. So I had I basically had the idea right, at
It's
least for this
super
part,
satisfying.
because I've seen that guy that Stuff made here. He uses that kind of like functionality on his iPad a lot when he's doing.
See, and then when you mix them,
Oh, interesting.
they're all.
That's
You
actually
have
really
the
cool.
you have the base in each corner, and then there's the mix of these.
I see what you're saying. So, okay,
And then the
so
color
I
in
want
the
you
middle
to,
is a
to
mix of all of them.
understand. So, like the way that it was kind of like relayed to me was they have blue, and then they have like basically you have 4 squares, and then you have 9 squares. And so it's like I have no idea what this is. For anyone curious, basically the idea is it's like the
Justin will explain it in people language.
You know the watercolor, the icon where you can like you can grab the color in like paint. You know what I'm talking about, where you can just like tap it on the thing and it'll copy
Or
it.
Photoshop if you're older
Yeah.
than 9.
Whatever. You get the idea. But it's just four boxes or 9 boxes, and then you just drag it, and then you can actually play with it like they're like actual acrylic paints on that section.
Yeah.
That's
real-
cool. That's actually cool as fuck.
Real pretty.
There's been a guy. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce his name. I'm not. I can't.
Is it Giannis Antetokounmpo?
No.
Cause
It's gonna. It would have sounded about like that if I had tried.
okay.
But he does like he takes like the children's coloring books and then just like turns them into horror nightmares. It's awesome. It's so awesome. He's really really talented. So he basically just takes like a Dora the Explorer and then just like, the Uzumaki thing, the like fuck, what is his name? Junji Ito. You know, like his style of artwork. He's the manga creator that does all like the really gross, creepy, like haunting manga.
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what, like
yeah,
when I
yeah.
say like the spiral thing with like the eyeball.
Oh, I
He'll
know.
take like Dora and then just like turn her into that.
That's
It's
kind of cool.
awesome.
I like
It's
that.
really,
I
really
do
cool.
like man, art is like illustration, I guess I should call it.
Rubber
is like-
Ross doing like the Gardic font. He's
He's
some of my
great.
favorite content.
It's always evaded me. That's why it drives me crazy that you don't do it more. Because it's like I feel like that's
Yeah.
the one thing. It's dance is that way too, I guess. I feel like there's so much art that I can do, and I think that that's true of most artists. I feel like
I would
everybody can
assume so.
do a little bit of something. You know, if you're somebody
think it's
that's
just a matter of, like,
inclined
whatever
to be
you like.
artistic,
I think it's just I think it's more just like speaks to like my lack of discipline.
yeah,
Because like it really is, that's all it's like when you listen to like Harry Mack do those freestyles where it's like he'll just like take there's one that he does over like Rap God, and he does like the triple time while he's reading donations and rapping them real time. It's insanity.
I know.
But then you realize he's been doing it for like 13, 14 years.
yeah, but something's different about that guy's brain.
Something different,
too.
right? But like what I'm saying is like you can get there. You can get to a level like that if you put in fucking 14 years for it.
Yeah, I think some people have to work harder than others.
Oh,
Probably.
100%.
But yeah, the work.
Absolutely.
You still have to
Yeah.
do the work, man. Like,
It's got to be there, yeah. I think I have
um,
like a disposition for a lot of things, but like I don't have anything that ever felt like, yes, this
you've
feels right.
said that to me before.
Yeah, that's because it's true.
Well, maybe there's stuff that you just haven't tried yet, but it's like that with me with illustration of any kind, or like any kind of like visual design, or dance. Like I have no, like I
Yeah.
have, and which is really bizarre because it's like
Yeah, you
clearly
love
I
that shit.
understand rhythm,
Yeah, and you love that shit.
but also like I don't
I can
know.
see you
how to-
like
I have 2 left feet, man. I'm very like uncoordinated physically with my body. Part of that's probably because
Maybe,
I'm obese, but part of that is also because like I've just never felt like
maybe you should try like I mean I know you fucking hate jazz for some reason.
Oh, we
um,
didn't talk about
we
that,
didn't.
did we?
Because I was gonna say like I can see you doing like some I don't know, man. Like I can see you like being the surprise like come out and just like dominate like when there's like a circle. I can see you being
yeah.
the guy coming out of nowhere like rip off the thing and then just like go to
Maybe.
town, you know? Like I can
don't
see you
know.
do that shit.
Justin asked me like a week ago, like,
To
would
marry?
you do like a choreographed dance? And I was like, because we want to make a music video for Big Bad.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you
if
should.
I can ever fucking hunt down whatever the issue is with distribution. But he was like, would you do a choreographed dance? And I was like, maybe.
I'll do it with you.
I don't know,
I'll do
man.
it. Fuck yeah.
It's not so much about
been fun-
embarrassment as it is about like,
I think you
would
just
it
need to
even be
find-
worth it?
I mean, I think so.
Because I feel like dancing, especially choreographed dancing, is a thing that's like, if you don't do it right, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, but there's almost like a little like there's almost like I have a softness for like I have fondness for like when it's done wrong. Even when it's done wrong, it's like, oh, there is kind of like a, or just like people laughing at it. That's still engagement.
Yeah, I guess. But if I wanted to fucking dance for
You're
people's,
like, I'm not the LA
Look,
Beast. I'm not gonna go out here and
if I wanted
cockroach.
to like break dance for people's ha-has, I'd already be doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. It's just a thing that has always evaded me, I guess. Dance and
I'm the fucking same way, bro.
arts.
Well, like with dance, I fucking can't do it.
But like anything else, and when it comes to like music or film or writing or poetry, or
I never really got.
it's always come pretty easy for me.
I think for me, like, my problem is that I think if I were to say like with music, like with the different instruments, like it was always a matter of like I didn't know, like I couldn't tell you what the note was, but when I saw it on the sheet music, I could play it, right? So it was almost like I was able to communicate like through speech, but like I was illiterate. You know what I mean? Like it was a weird thing, but like I've never really felt like there was anything where I couldn't like get a grasp of it, but I guess I've never had something where like it felt right.
You felt drawn to it. Yeah, that's, I mean, you know, to be fair though,
To be fair,
not to say that it should be considered crazy theory to know what notes are what notes. But at the same time,
I was just dog
I
shit.
never considered myself to be like someone that was well versed in the terms of how music works. I hated theory, dude. Fuck
It's like,
off with that shit, dude. Oh my god,
music theory
when I took
is
guitar
like-
lessons and it was like, "Ooh, we're doing theory today," I'd be like, "Kill me."
Yeah,
This is just like,
Fuck yeah.
no thanks.
Yeah, player exit Minecraft. It's kind of like music theory. Music theory to having fun at music is like what competitive Pokemon is to the regular game.
Yeah, it is.
It
It
takes all
is
the fun out
that
of it.
way. And that's
Also,
why our
like-
boy Bobby shifted.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, because he was a classical violinist.
that's true. I didn't think about
And
it.
then
that
was
way.
like, no thanks. This sucks.
well, yeah.
Speaking
he's
of
also,
sucks, do you know why I don't like jazz?
why?
Let me tell you why I don't like jazz.
Let me
It's
tell you
not
why
that
I
I
like
it's not
jazz.
that I dislike jazz as
Shut your mouth hole.
as a music, because I think there's a lot of beautiful shit like Rhapsody in Blue. That shit is beautiful.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about someone who's like, do you actually like sit around and listen to classical music? Like,
there is a
Duh.
true. First of all, I will say about jazz, I'm not trying to take away from the skill that's involved with it, because there's a very
well, no,
real
I don't think
skill
to
being a professional at your instrument, but also because of its whole like improv nature. It's basically just like, well, the rules are there are no rules.
feel
and it's
like-
like, well, that sounds like a cop out, and I don't want to play.
I feel like a better way to say it is it in that regard, putting it in that, framing it in that way. I would say that jazz is just a circle jerk.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like a lot of like, I would say almost any genre, really, any genre where like instrumentation is like the forefront of it. So like metal music or like rock music with like solos and shit, like rock music does it. I would say like most music lends itself to it, but I feel like it's a little bit more so, like, because that's like kind of its whole thing, is that it's set up to be a circle jerk. It's like jazz is like the platform. Okay, I'm probably
or
gonna
it's
piss
just
a lot of people off,
it's
but I
just a
feel
bunch
like
of musicians sitting around like it's
jacking
like
each
going
other
to a
off.
fucking award show.
yeah, it's like the Emmys.
It's like the Oscars.
yeah, that's why I really
That's what it is. Jazz is the Oscars.
yeah. There you
You
go.
heard it here first,
Yeah.
folks.
I'll stand behind
But
that.
really, it is because it's like, well, what are we even doing here? So it's like, so you guys are all really good at your instruments,
guess-
yeah? And they're like, yeah. And they're like, okay, cool. So I imagine that you've composed something great. And they're like, actually, we're just
It's
going
all
to
in-
fart around for an hour,
It's
and
like
you're
the-
going to pay us for it.
It's almost
And
kind
be
of like
thankful for us because we're jazz musicians.
you could almost.
It's
I'm
it's
not
just
gonna.
annoying.
I'm not gonna say it to the same degree, but I feel like you could say the same thing about like improv comedy. Like,
Fuck yeah, you could.
did you write down any jokes?
Well,
But like again, that's what I'm saying. Like
I
it's
don't
like
know. It's a little bit different. It's
I
a little
think
bit
that
different.
I think
not
there-
much different.
I think you can meet a lot of douchebaggy improv people.
Yeah, that's
Because you
true.
got to be witty. You know, like you have to have the disposition to be able to like think on your
Well,
feet.
let's be clear. To be an artist of any kind, you have to be an attention whore.
Well, yeah.
That's number one.
You
so,
want,
like,
yeah, you need,
if you're
well, yeah,
doing
everybody
any
is,
kind
though.
of art,
if you're an influencer,
yeah, yeah, and I don't care if you're like second chair,
If you-
violist,
Yeah.
or if you're just a fucking dude in a garage on drums, like,
yeah. I mean, I would, yeah. I think in that regard, it does remind me a lot of the Academy Awards, where it's like it's like okay, yeah, it might be like very difficult to pull off, but like, are you selling like Slim Shady LP numbers?
yeah. The other
Like-
thing is that I think that people listen to music for two main reasons, and maybe this is just me speaking as a musician. Let me frame it this way then. I listen to music for two reasons. I listen to music to enjoy it, as far as like, this is an enjoyable composition. I like this piece. I like what the horns did there or whatever.
Yeah.
That's number one. And then number two is I find enjoyment, and it's really more of 1A than it is 2. 1A is that I enjoy the skill that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I were to go to if I were to be at a bar or some shit and a band came on stage, I would be as interested in what they were playing as well as how they are playing it, in terms of like, oh, they're very skilled. That's a thing that you learn when you hear a band. It's like, not only did I like the song, but I feel that they are very skilled. With jazz, everybody's skilled. That's
Yeah,
the,
but I would-
so
I would
it's almost
mm.
as if like the mystique is gone, because it's like, well, these guys clearly know what they're doing because they're playing jazz. And two, who knows if I'm going to enjoy what you do for the next 17 minutes, because it's never been written before and we're
Yeah.
just doing it on the fly, and it could be ass for 15
But
minutes.
also, like, you know, fucking,
and now it's just like, well, what did we even just do?
I think I think it would be the thing about it, like, at the end of the day, it would be like, so for me personally, like, the idea of fucking I don't know, fucking metal music or something, or any of it, it's like it's not, I can appreciate the talent in it, but it's like, it's not for me.
Yeah.
It's just not aesthetically, like, so for me, something that like I like, because I feel like in a similar way to you, like, I really like thinking about how the person's doing, especially like in hip hop, because like there's such a range of things you can fucking do in that shit. Like, there's like, it's an endless like landscape of that kind of shit. And I really like the idea of like breaking it down, like, okay, this is the way that they're doing the, you know, like the pocket that they're in here, the way that they're doing like the double rhyme scheme here, like the way that you know, they work the stanza and how it works with the beat. But like, that's a very involved way of listening to music, and I feel like most people, it's a very passive.
Which is fine. Even
I
if
would say
you're-
like
even-
I think the thing is what's different is like that I don't do it, but I enjoy the idea of the creation of music. Like, so I would say that like my mindset is closer to someone like you, where it's like you can't help but like it's got to be the kind of thing where like once you take like physics class, you can't turn that shit off. It's how you see the world now, you know. Or like when you take like a psych class or something, it's like now all of a sudden it's like, fuck, now I can't not see it that way.
yeah, and I guess that
Maybe
that's
what it is.
my bigger beef, I think, too, is more so with improvisational jazz. I should specify that.
Okay, that's
You
fair.
know,
That's a fair
written
caveat.
jazz doesn't bother me, but I mean, I don't like improvisational jazz any more than I wouldn't want to listen to, like, I don't know, a scratch track
entire-
of like restaurant audio of like just like hundreds of people
Or
having a
even just
conversation
fucking
with each other,
dog,
like
even
or just
like an
pots and pans
entire
banging together, like
I'm sorry, man. I don't have the attention span for like the entire, like all 17 movements of a Mozart concert. Like I can't.
well, I think also for me with the improvisational thing is that it's like, and I'm sure that a lot of people will be like, well, that's the thing is that in jazz you're in this key and you
Don't.
can live
I
there and do whatever
apologize
you
for
want to
him.
do.
I apologize for him giving you a shitty voice
Listen,
in his
well, what
assumption
I'm
of who you
saying
are.
is that
It was really funny though, and I do approve of it.
part of enjoying music, at least for me, is if you're listening to like sounds, right, of instruments.
Yeah, that's
Part of
usually the idea.
Part of what makes it, if not all of what makes it enjoyable, are the parts' relationships to each other. That's what a song is.
Yeah.
You have the hook, you have the verses, you have a bridge. But jazz is just like,
Yeah, fuck it.
we just turn
Mosh
her
pit.
on and go. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, how the hell do I know if I'm even going to like this? And by the way, who knows that I won't start liking it and then you just change up in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I think that you hit on something when you mentioned the thing about like it just being like a stroke job, because it really is just more about the jazz musicians than it is about the audience.
I would say,
Unless the audience is full of people who are convinced that it's about them, in which case they're
I was just
probably
about to
drinking
say,
like a port and they're like,
or like a martini.
I appreciate fine jazz.
Yeah, yeah. I would say like it's almost similar. Like that was something I noticed in, like, I don't know how it is like everywhere, obviously, but like I remember at one point like being around, like seeing the stand-up comedy scene like at some of the open mic nights where it's like just the other comics in the room.
Mm-hmm.
As like no one wants to laugh at anything because like then it would validate someone else as being funny. Then you would have to like, because it's a competition. It's not actually about like enjoying the
I know. That's why I
know.
couldn't do comedy. I couldn't do stand up.
It's a
I
goddamn
picked up on
nightmare.
that immediately. I was like, oh, this is like,
So I kind of feel like a similar experience there, where it's like it's a room full of jazz artists that are going to be liking jazz because it's almost a competition the entire time. It's like,
yes.
you know, I would say maybe I would amend it from like just giving it the lowest possible understanding of just being stroke job to like it's more of a almost like a fight club in music, right? Like, because they're like kind of competing with one another, and it would be like a bouncing off one another. It's just I'm trying to be charitable to it because we've been kind of shitting on jazz for like 10 minutes.
Well, listen, the last thing I'll say is
like,
that I feel
I don't
like
think you're wrong though. Just
I feel like most music asks, "Hey, look what I made," and jazz asks, "Look what I can do." And I'm more interested in what's made. If I wanted to see what people could do, I can just like watch TikTok.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, man, he
My
can really,
attention span is
because
short.
that's what it is. They're like, man, he can really bang on those drums, huh? Look at him go on that bass. But it's like,
I can't.
yes,
like,
they're skilled musicians. That's great, good for you. But like,
but I
did
kinda
you
feel
make
like it's a
anything though?
I feel like it's a situational thing that would be like talking about like, well, like I think the criteria of what, like, at least where I think jazz sits in like the kind of like establishments that it does. Like, I guess, yeah, it does kind of like all. Never mind. I'm just gonna stop talking.
It's very much look what I can do.
Yeah, but I think that like,
And that's great.
yeah, I would say that I think it's got its own place and that it has its own like culture and vibe to it. It's cool. It's like country music. It's not for me.
Of
I
course,
can
I'm sure some
appreciate
people
it.
would argue that like, oh, actually, Charles, I don't know
Actually-
if you knew this or not, but once art is recorded in any form, it dies. Because you see,
What the
real
fuck?
art is in the moment. Oh, there are people that believe that shit. You know the kind of people who believe that shit? People who play improvisational jazz.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah,
And people who do improv comedy.
Yeah.
There's a value that these people place on like the moment. And look,
I do think there is
there is
to
value
that.
in the
Yeah.
moment.
Kind
There
of like with
is.
Harry Mack. It's like I don't well, because also I don't know if he would be like. I think that kind of comes at the it's like the tricksy like road you walk on, because like he is solely freestyle.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him sitting down and writing. It's kind of
Yeah.
like with Marc Rebier, and there is something beautiful to be had there. Like it is.
Yeah, but Marc Rebier's stuff exists.
Yeah.
It's not like he just does a thing and then that's it. It's too bad if you
It's
weren't
just a
there, you
different
missed
format
it.
for it. Yeah.
It's
It's also just kind of like a solo. Like look at me. Like I fucking love that guy.
maybe it's
He is on the list of guys where it's like I'm not gay, but like
maybe it's really arrogant
I
of
do
me to
get
say, but like I feel that it's kind of I think it's our responsibility as artists to record our art, especially depending on what you're doing. Because for me, my primary
sorry,
objective,
you're talking about like you gotta make your thing, and was like we're doing this podcast.
My primary objective through the stuff that I do, all of the stuff that I do, is to inspire other people to do stuff.
Yeah, I would say that
That's what I'm all about.
I will say you are like I would say consistently. I don't know anybody else that is as encouraging for people to like do their shit.
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, like
I put everybody I fucking meet. I'm like, what do you do?
Yeah,
why aren't you doing that?
And
they're
then
like,
you put them on
sometimes
blast.
I like to play. Sometimes I play the trumpet, and it's like, well, why aren't you doing that?
I'm not gonna name him, but like you know who I'm talking about. Where it's like you've been like you need to fucking make that album already. It's been like 3 years that I've been telling you to record this album that you have like half done.
There's a bunch of people I know like that, man.
Yeah.
And that's
should though. You know who you are.
That is the one downside I will say is that like there is a lot of the artistic world is full of a lot of people who like have great ideas and talk about stuff and don't do stuff.
Don't act on it. Yeah.
There's way more of those people, by the way.
Yeah, I would say sloth is
way more people that are just like, eh.
Sloth is the kind of like unknown, but like it's the non sloth is the non what's the term for like when you're not asymptomatic COVID. It's the most prevalent. It doesn't like actually kill you, but like it's the most common sin.
Yeah, I considered that a few years ago that for the longest time I thought that the biggest problem in this country was ignorance. It's not. It's apathy.
Yeah, it's sloth.
Apathy is 100% killing us.
Yep.
I mean, look at just what we were talking about earlier with how like remember when Putin invaded Ukraine and it was like breaking news, what are we going to do? Are we going to war? And now we're 30 days in. It's still happening.
Yeah.
And we're all talking about Will Smith.
Yeah.
So I think we've passed a weird event horizon when it comes to the fact that like our attention span
Can I just say too,
reset is so short that even travesties, even global war crimes, we're just like,
although like,
we forgot about that shit.
Like, I don't know. I can't. The idea of like
not to be a downer.
No, you're good. It's just I don't know. The idea of like, especially like what we're seeing as like they're kind of like reclaiming some areas around like Kiev. It's just
they're pushing them back. I mean,
it's not gonna. I like. Here's the thing, man. Like I hate to say it, but like I don't know. Like the problem is like how long is it gonna be until either A, he gives up because it's the more advantageous position for him, or B, he just decides to crush them. And just like nuke the place.
I can't imagine that the sanctions have done much.
Well, that's why like Joe Biden's talking about like
they have for the
people who are like that's the problem, and it's like a lot of them, you know, like.
But this is always the problem with foreign affairs, right? Yeah, it's always the issue. It's the same shit that happened with Iraq when we came in there promising them a democracy.
I thought you said like the Rock, like
no,
sorry.
No. And we did it in Afghanistan too.
Yeah.
It's like, don't worry, we're going to come in and stabilize the region. And then 20 years later, it's like, we got to get out of here. Yeah. And then
did you hear about
the Taliban took it back
motherfucker
immediately.
Donald Trump was talking about going back to Afghanistan, and his audience cheered. Like,
you know that Donald Trump is not a Democrat.
I know, but like the idea that like
Donald Trump could be like, all right, tomorrow we're killing all the children. And people would be like, all right, sorry, honey.
We got to make some sacrifices, you know. It's for the betterment of our country.
We got to save America from the Democrats.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, man. It scares me, the idea that like...
circling the drain. That's what Carlin said.
Yeah.
And he said that in like 1992. So what are you going to do?
It's frustrating how like... That's kind of why I was asking about like the pendulum earlier. Because it's like, I don't know if it's actually worse than in other like turbulent times in American history. Like obviously that like I'm talking about like very brief history window, obviously, but like, you know, when we're looking at like post civil rights era, like the kind of like swinging back and forth of like the public opinion on things, I don't know how much of it is just because like we're all so interconnected with what everybody else is thinking at all times.
I don't think that the
Or-
politics matter anymore. I think that to answer your question, I think that the rubber band has maybe snapped.
Maybe.
Joe Biden would probably be the snap, yeah. Because he's not the overcorrection from Trump. He's way too moderate.
I was gonna say, yeah,
The
he's not even
overcorrection
close.
from Trump would have been, I don't know, Bernie,
Yeah.
maybe.
It would have been Bernie.
Maybe somebody even more.
Oh, the fucking thing is,
maybe
it's like,
even like
when
AOC.
they were like, when they were even her, it's like when they were like, oh yeah, now that's like the social, like they're gonna call him a socialist. We can't platform him because they're just gonna call him a socialist. And it's like they're gonna fucking call anybody a
I
socialist.
know.
It's like Kamala Harris is a cop.
It's a really
Get
stupid
the fuck
strategy.
out of here with that shit.
But Bernie could have actually beaten Trump that first time.
He
but
could have.
What are you gonna do? But
I mean,
yeah, I
what
think
if, you
Biden very much gives me the taste of snapped rubber band, in the sense of like
It feels like he's
in the sense of like
he's
Clinton,
been given
Bush,
the task.
Obama, Trump. Biden.
What I feel for about him though is like he's been given the task of like, here's the broken rubber band, put it together, old man. And it's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck you want me to do?
Well,
I don't even know where I am right now.
The left did it to themselves. I don't know
Yeah.
why the fuck
I
they
voted
put
for
him
him.
up.
Hey, listen, there has been good job growth. It's not well paying jobs, but like job growth is up, the unemployment rate is down. There are some things that he's done that I am enthralled that he was able to do.
I am equally, if not more, concerned about his cognitive decline than I was about Trump.
Really?
Yeah.
Because my problem with Trump is that
I don't know if you've seen, they have to point him around where to walk and shit
have you
at the
seen
White House.
Donald Trump walk around and shit?
I know. That's
What
fine.
I'm saying, maybe it's a quicker descent. It's true. Like I don't really pay attention a lot. Like because I
You're
don't.
starting to sound like the right saying Hillary in the emails. It's like I started it by saying I'm equally, if not more, concerned as I am with Trump's.
Well, what I'm
We've
trying to say
established
is
Trump's
like,
decline
I
with the
didn't
whole
think
whip
about-
man woman person TV thing.
well, yeah, no, but I guess what I'm trying to like clarify is that I feel like it came across as though I had never, like I wasn't putting the shoe on the same foot or whatever, but. I guess maybe recently it's gotten worse in his decline.
Dude, he's gonna be 80 next year.
I mean, I believe it. Like my thing is I guess when I initially made my statement, what I was thinking of is like current, at least in my mind, what is like current Trump and current Biden, and it's just like it's like what's the term for it? Dementia on speed, or dementia on like or like on an opiate.
Yes.
And it's like they're both horribly declined.
Yeah.
But like it's just it still frustrates me that like
Well, Trump distracted from a lot of that shit with all the crazy stuff he said.
that's what I'm saying. When you have someone that like just Gatling gun that shit out of there.
Well, yeah, like
you can go throw like I see a lot of I hear a lot of people. The way
remember
that
those
they
press
talk through
conferences
that shit.
Trump did when he was like leaning forward? He's got that whole like weird stance of his where
Yeah.
he's like,
because he wants to seem strong.
where it's like the only way
Posture's
he can
important.
stand.
Yeah. Have you seen like him? He looks like he's trying to do the fucking like Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah, like
It's
he's
ridiculous.
leaning.
It's ridiculous. Well, because it makes his gut look smaller. Because
Oh, I guess
everything
that's
is about
true.
vanity. Like that guy, I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows if we'll ever make it out of this hole?
We probably won't.
But I guess what I was saying earlier in terms of like the politics don't matter anymore is that like
It's like whose line is anyway?
we're gonna be having way bigger debates and problems over the next decade
Oh yeah.
than voter fraud.
It's
Like we're gonna be dealing with the machines starting to take over. They already are. And
Yeah,
if you
fucking
don't
Elon
believe
Musk
me,
bought
go to
Twitter.
a fucking Walmart and see if you can find a cashier, because I can't find any in mine.
yeah.
They're all being replaced, and it's gonna be like
What
that
did you expect?
all over the country. Dude, I saw a TikTok of this dude in a gas station that's fully automated. There's nobody in that shit. It's just you just fucking pull up to the pump, you
They've
pay
got
with
those,
a card, you go inside, they have vending machines for coffee and shit. But
That's
it's literally a gas station building. Nobody's in
There's
that bitch.
Amazon ones that are like that for just groceries. You just fill up your cart, and as you bring the cart out, it just scans it.
Yeah, the floor cleaner moves itself now in Walmart.
Yep. It's fucking bananas, bro.
So I don't know what the answer is going to be, and I don't care if it's Trump, Biden, I don't give a fuck who's in office.
I hope that
Somebody's going to have to fill 3 million jobs in retail, 3 million truck driving jobs.
that unfortunately are not coming back.
No.
It's like coal, man.
Those-
It's like, stop fucking trying. It's
And what
dead.
do you do with the guy that's 45 that's driven a rig for 20 years?
The only thing you
and
can
now
do,
he can't work. Where does that guy work?
the only thing,
I'll give you a hint. Not Walmart.
yeah, because that ain't
Because
happening.
those shits are all fucking automated registers now.
I think it's just the process of doing it would cost so, like, there's no way you would get the funding to do all the schooling required, because, like, you know, it's almost disconcerting that people are like trying to bring back jobs that are like just dead jobs. And it's like, well, what we can do is we can take some money and invest it into these jobs that are going to be as good as paying and last a lot longer, and will help like push you into, like, teach you how to do this new vocation. But there's no way you're going to get the funding for that shit.
Also, education,
Because you're killing jobs.
education's never been about that in this country
I
either.
know.
Education was designed
I know.
to convince people that
The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell.
well, really, it existed for a couple of things. For one, it's to indoctrinate people in patriotism.
Blah, 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 blah. You're not wrong.
It's patriotism is huge. You learn all of the history. All of it is very much framed in
You
a
know what
way where, like, America is the savior of the world, and everything was dog shit until America came along.
Yeah.
And you pledge allegiance to the flag every morning. And if you don't stand up in Clay County schools, at least when I was 15, they don't like that.
Yeah. I mean, I was I remember
Exercising free thought is
I
frowned upon in
definitely
the
was-
educational system in general.
I definitely got lucky with and I fucking wasted the opportunity with the kind of school I was at, but like it was definitely like different growing up in a very like liberal area.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like, fuck, man. Like, if you were like, I remember like one or two conservatives getting fucking dogpiled on by like all the liberal talking points. Like, as early, like like in 7th grade, like I remember like kids just getting like dunked on. Like it was like you were like the point like of contention. Everyone was gonna jump on you if you were a Republican. Or if you had those views. It's like, so the complete opposite of where I'm at now, where it's like people will just like throw racial slurs out because they assume the color of my skin that I'm cool with that kind of shit.
Well, inherently it's stupid.
It's only happened a couple times.
If you tried to imagine
but
if you tried to explain the political system to an alien,
I
and you were like, we
can't
decided
explain the political system to you.
several hundred years ago, our forefathers decided that all men are created equal.
Asterisk.
And as a result, we're all equal and we have 2 political parties.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? So I'm of the opinion that you either have no parties or you have all of them. It's kind of like, oh my God. Are you a hippopotamus?
What?
What was that? I thought Justin sneezed loudly.
Well, I also
What is
like
this vampire thing too? Like,
okay, I'm sorry. I didn't want to just like sneeze directly into your microphone or like do it like this. Like, I'm sorry. I was like trying to be like considerate of your like personal belongings, dick.
okay.
Fuck you. I can sneeze however the fuck I want.
I'm just saying it was loud. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I remember like
This can be the intro,
oh, sure. Yeah, that's
which
fine.
is the sneeze.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, but or like I stole it from Dan from Game Grumps, but saying Ralph when you burp is
Oh.
just objectively makes it a much more enjoyable experience.
Well, we are way over an hour.
Hopefully, we can cut out some of the beginning part because I don't want to sound like a dumbass talking
Maybe.
about politics.
Well, that's inevitable
I know,
for both of us.
but like I don't want to.
You know how they always say, like, there's always a bigger fish? Like, there's always somebody that knows more about something than you.
Yeah.
That's what's so funny about all the peacocking on social media is because it's like, well,
Yeah.
I'll have you know that I have my degree in blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
And
it's not even that.
like,
It's not even that anymore.
well, I'm a doctor in that.
It
So,
does, no, fuck that. The
of course,
thing is,
the doctors aren't respected anymore. So, doctor means nothing.
well, yeah.
Doctor means less now in history than maybe ever before.
I feel like at some point, like during the 90s, or like I feel like there was a point in time where like the white jacket, like if somebody just put on a white jacket, you'd get in their van. You know what I mean? Like, because there's just like a person that you trust. And now it's like Dr. Fauci. It's like, fucking get out of here, dude. Like,
it's like those guys on those guys on TikTok that take that they get into places by just carrying a ladder.
oh yeah, or if you
People
put
just
on like
fucking let them in.
yeah, or if you put on
It's
like
insane.
the
Coveralls?
reflective gear that you wear on the side of the road.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
go literally anywhere you want. Like you can walk into Area 51.
That
I'm
should
not
really
kidding.
speak to like the disorder and the disorganization of like the corporate structure.
Yeah, you put
in
on a
general.
white like
That
you
it's
put on,
like
like, a white
employees are just
construction
like
hat,
whatever.
nobody cares.
It's like the people walking out with merchandise. It's like,
Yeah.
oh well, we're trained to like not approach them, and it's like, well, what is the security trained to do?
Yeah.
Is the security there? It's gonna be, because all the stores
It's
are
gonna
gonna
be me.
automated cash
Also, like-
registers, and there won't be any real employees.
I
And so as a result, corporations will have to figure out a way to protect their bottom line. And so they'll fill
I
all
noticed,
their stores with security. Private security, usually probably guys that have served time in military combat.
I
have
had
some
not thought
PTSD or
of Less
stuff going
Than
on.
Jake
Oh, yeah.
in literal decades. Oh, that sucks to say that now because this was like 90s, right?
Yeah.
That's decades
Less Than
ago.
Jake was one of the pioneer ska. They were like the big.
I hadn't thought like 'cause
They
the only
were one
you
of the
think
big
Streetlight
three in the
Manifesto.
third wave.
Real Big Fish, Streetlight Manifesto, Less Than Jake.
Get out of here.
I don't fucking know
Streetlight Manifesto.
Motherfucker, I don't know,
You know,
shit about ska.
Streetlight Manifesto
I'm sorry,
is
okay,
the
so-
jazz of ska.
Okay,
There, I said it.
that's fair.
No, I was talking about Less Than Jake, Real Big Fish, and the Boss Tones.
Oh, Mighty Mighty. Okay, yeah, that
At
that
least
makes
they're
more sense.
my big three.
That makes
Maybe other
sense.
people would probably say Streetlight Manifesto.
I don't know.
The amount of people that like Streetlight Manifesto was kind of staggering to me.
I felt the same way
They
about
never
Say
really did it for
Anything.
me. I like Say Anything.
It's just never really
Depends
did
on what it
anything for
is.
me.
Some of their stuff.
Or there's I just there's something about like and
Mary.
huh? There's something about Mary.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a good movie.
It's been a long time since I've seen that.
It's been.
We're way over an hour, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So we should probably wrap this sucker up and put this puppy to bed.
Yeah.
Because I think we're sitting at like an hour 20.
We're good. There's plenty
So
of
we'll
stuff
have
to cut
plenty
out.
of space to get rid of. And you can just tell me what you want cut out. I don't think there's anything. I think there's less stuff in this episode to cut out than the previous.
Really?
For sure.
Really? How much stuff did we cut out of the last one?
You'd be surprised, I think.
Did I say some dumb shit?
No, I probably only cut out like
I feel like I only saw one cut.
4 or 5 minutes. Yeah. That's,
Fuck you. I retract that statement. You
no, there's a
douche.
bunch in there.
That's funny.
I probably cut out like 4 or 5 minutes.
I really feel like if we like cut that moment with Bobby on the cell phone and like threw that up on a TikTok,
Oh yeah, that is really funny.
that was a great moment.
God, that was the best way for him to react. Too.
Yeah.
Just like,
God,
I can't
I
believe
love
you would
that,
fucking
man.
do this to me.
Yeah, I love that, man.
Yeah, Bobby, you're funny, man. We
Uh,
gotta have Bobby on. We can have him
oh,
on the
yeah.
pod. We could sit him right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay, folks. So
Yeah.
thanks for joining us for it's episode 83
Three?
now,
Yeah.
but
You're-
it's the second
back.
video episode. Here we are on video, and it
thanks
looks,
for coming
it
back.
looks pretty damn good.
I really
if
like
have-
it. I
if
really
have
like the
to say.
bananas in the
Yeah, I think this looks good. If you want it to look a different way,
Shit, I'm so
or you want
God, I
to
don't-
change something or add something, let us know.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty good how it is.
I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
We've got you, we've got me, we've got you and me.
I like
and the banana
I like
fall.
yeah. I think you done good, kid. You done good.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Okay,
well,
bye.
Thanks for thanks for hanging out.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time, I guess.
Goodbye. Good lord. You really hate jazz that much.